the tension we feel building up into Christmas in chapter 5. In chapter 6, maybe we learn a little bit of why that is. We see Christmas as a child at the age of 5 who has, however he's found out, has been breaking into or sneaking into the apartment of the dietitian of the orphanage where he's being kept, and he's obsessed with eating her toothpaste. This is, I have to admit, this is one of those kind of, I assume, symbolic things that I'm not exactly sure about, except that the toothpaste that he eats is pink, and the dietitian is described as being kind of pink, so I don't know if there's supposed to be kind of a symbolic racial thing there, sexual thing there. Anyway, you know, he inadvertently is caught in the room. He was hiding behind a curtain.
Okay. I'm torn between being Paper Bird. Hi, Paper Bird, if you're watching. How's it going? And being Suave. I mean, Brian's only had like a year and a few to you know, polish his talent out and appear, you know, that's how you do it. You know, get a blister on your fingers or your thumb from editing. So I was going to make a funny joke about the toothpaste. But I looked at my past notes and stuff, and I had like question marks and toothpaste, and so Brian, you make a good point on that. Because there's on 215 in this. I'll God, digress so bad. 215. Let's. I'm gonna drop some bombs tonight. I kind of feel like it, and I might put on the music again too because they'll never find that old blues, or will they? 215. Yeah. So your pink toothpaste. What about the old Yeller? The old Yeller, high Yeller. 215, and they call this Faulkner scripture. One of the rare occasions he uses punctuation because he's showing past tense. But you know, Paper Bird again. Insert big graphic here about, and I've got shite set up now where I might be able to go back to that video that I spent days on editing, and I might be able to, because I made a lot of points just on that first chapter. So imagine how I felt when I hear nothing happens in the first chapter. It's like, because everything happens in the first chapter. No, Brian and I are, this is going to be a good month and a good Faulkner in August tradition. So where was I? Could I just comment on like that, or will Brian somehow sue me? No, I don't want to joke, but maybe I could. That'd be cool. I want to shout out to some other people, and I will. Okay. Any should I get in? What do I want to get into? There's no spoilers, but there are, because information is left out when William Faulkner. Let's call him Bill. No, it's not. Let's call him Faulkner. When he tells a story, the information is in the past that you need to know. So, you know, before I forget, let's concentrate on, well, let's see what we're left off here. This is
while the dietitian and another man who worked in the
13 minutes.
Sex, she's afraid he's going to tell everybody what she's done. She realizes there's a janitor on campus who, or the orphanage, who seems to hate Joe Christmas. She tries to enlist him in getting rid of Christmas, and he does, in fact, take little Joe Christmas away from that orphanage and try all the way to Arkansas and try to put him in another orphanage there. Interestingly, he tries to put him in an orphanage in Arkansas that is an orphanage for white children. But eventually, the janitor and Christmas are brought back to Mississippi, and then he's sent to an orphanage for African Americans, which is what the dietitian wanted. The relationship between Christmas and this janitor are interesting. The janitor appears to help him at the same time he appears to hate him. At the same time, he kind of tries to take care of him. That he tries to remove him.
Okay, good now. But, oh, excuse me. This is a question to Brian and everybody, of course, but it's a really picayune question. We're getting into some New Orleans Times Picayune. Okay, now it's in the text, and what I'm going to say is in the text too. I know we didn't get to it yet, so I want you to think about it. So the kids are talking about and teasing, let's call him JC, shall we? Because we're going to get into religion and, you know, it's Christmas. So JC is getting teased by other children and that. And, that's where he gets it from, that he's half black. And then throughout the novel, when he could easily, like many others were, he could pose as white, make his life a whole hell of a lot easier now, wouldn't it? Who started the rumor? And so, yeah, Joe Christmas, JC has a little chip on his shoulder, don't he? Kind of reminds you of, who else? Somebody in like the high tower. Yeah, he puts up, old gal, he puts up with a lot of shite, doesn't he? More than once. More than twice. More than, you know, losing his life, get his whole reputation. That dude doesn't give a rat's ass about leaving town. Why is he staying? What the hell? Why do people they're so abstinent? They're so, like, they have a chip on their shoulder from, like, man alive. I want to turn you on to Harry Crews, Brian, and everyone else. I've mentioned him before. I don't have any of his books. I had all the great ones autographed by him. He's dead now, a few years. He, I'm sure there was a movie. I think they did a movie out of his book, Car, and my favorite ones are Scar Lover and A Feast of Snakes and Celebration, and I digress. I want to get you to The Fire and Joanna Burden too. And I don't want to edit, so this is like dead space and I hate it. Brian talks very fast though. He gives you a lot of information. I've got 3 pages and I've watched this, I think I've probably watched it like 3 times. Wow, what the heck? Come on, man, I was just bragging about your... Okay, I think I have to, like, refresh it and stuff anyway. Hey, Lord. Okay, 2 more things. The fire and the notes, as in plural, as in 2 notes that Joanna leaves for for JC. But does he read them? Now, no bullshit, no BS. I think he reads one of them. And I think, Joe Brown reads the other. And I think that's why he kills her. And I think that when Joanne says, maybe it'd be better off if we both were dead, she's not talking about herself and JC, Joe Christmas. Joanna Burton and Lena Grove have a lot in common, just as Joe Christmas and Gail Hightower have a lot in common. Have we got to it yet? You know, and then you read the novel so many times, your memory, it's like, well, why don't... I have a feeling I'm going to be making a few videos this week. Sonya. Hi, Sonya. You're an enthusiastic reader. You mentioned the paragraph, beginning paragraph of chapter 6. Now, that's kind of paragraph back in college in the 80s, I had the thing about Hunter S. Thompson and all that thing in his kit bag. We had all these amyls and, half bottle of Coke, blah, 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 and I typed that up and put it on my dorm room door, and I also typed this up and put it on my door. And I'll show you this one, and then I'll show you, I read this in 2016 in Toledo, the corrected text, but we're talking about the first paragraph here. Now, I want everybody to get their colored pens out, and everyone have a blue highlighter, I hope, because if not, that's okay. But yeah, memory believes before knowing remembers. WTF. Look at all the same words he's using. Now in this one, I was into, I don't know if I want to take it all the way back to Joycean terms. I cut up all the times he said remember into and then member. And I connected all those dots in the old one. But chimneys, in and out, perlets. Right, I don't have it marked yet in my new book, but this is where, oh man, the faded joke was for. When I read Faulkner again and again, and I'm doing it this time, I get my highlighter out and all the words that I thought I knew, and I have a very good memory as far as my life, but for words and what I had for breakfast, not very good. Day 6. Everybody's cool with this word, right? What does that mean? That one. Now that is going to tie in, believe it or not, to my next video. Let me see how much time. Oh my God, what is it? Yeah, great. Oh Lord. Seeing is believing. Memory believes before knowing remembers. Believes longer than recollects, recollects. I could spend, another 15 minutes on that paragraph, and so could you. Something is going to happen, period. Something is going to happen to me. Joycean non-period. Yeah. when I hear, it's the same old, I hate when that happens, that bad luck. Something's going to happen to me. I heard in a long time ago, I'll never forget it. I was in a meeting, okay, and someone said he's talking, and I'm listening, and and he goes, and then I got my leg broke, and then I couldn't do the wheelbarrow. And I'm thinking, I got my leg broke. I hate when that happens. But the turn of phrase, and it bothered me so much, I said, the guy. I never got my leg broke or my finger broke or nothing's ever happened. Well, has it? I mean, shit happens, and the fire. Lena arrives on the very moment of the fire. Damn it, I hate when that happens. Now, Byron Bunch seems to have a bad memory about that fire, doesn't he? In fact, he misplaces it on different days. He's confused about the fire. Have I left you with enough? The car and Christmas doesn't drink. Why is he acting so insane? Lack of sleep? Come on, man. I've been up for a long time. But he is hallucinating and I don't know anymore. All this prayer and pregnancy. I mean, is Lena a whore or is she a Madonna? You want to know what I think?